long time, I couldn't understand why Shadow was so popular. I was bothered by the intense loyalty of his fan base, and I didn't see the appeal. I knew he had an interesting storyline involving a troubled past, memory loss, redemption, and heroic sacrifice. However, what confused me was that Sega resurrected him based on fan demand, only to use him as a cameo for fan service, or a meme character with a brooding persona in a darker themed game. Ironically, this portrayal only reinforced Shadow's reputation as a stereotypical attractive bad boy character. Despite my previous reservations about Shadow, I realized how unfairly people had labeled him as angsty, emo, and edgy. In my impassivity towards the Hedgehog, I failed to comprehend his raw relatability, especially to my own life, until now. As I've become more involved in mental health advocacy over the last few years, I've come to see Shadow as a personification of mental health struggles, a shining beacon for those who feel alone in their afflictions. With that in mind, let's explore what exactly Shadow is suffering from. The first one that we're about to discuss will be indisputable, to the point of almost needing no analysis or introduction, but it's the very crux of his character arc, and his identity as we know it. And to discuss it, we'll have to start from the very beginning. PTSD is a disorder that is characterized by high levels of stress after being induced by an extremely traumatic event, hence the name post-traumatic stress disorder. Any person can experience PTSD from a number of things, be it war, abuse, a car crash, and even the often sudden death of a loved one. Anger, depression, anxiety, intrusive thoughts or memories, flashbacks, fatigue, nightmares, loss of concentration, increased exaggerated subtle response, hypervigilance, avoidance of triggers, isolation, emotional numbing, lack of trust, and suicidal ideation or thoughts may all indicate the presence of PTSD. It's unclear what specific symptoms Shadow may experience off-screen, but it's likely that Shadow does not have any anxiety, loss of concentration, increased exaggerated subtle response, hypervigilance, avoidance of triggers, or anything relating to suicide due to Shadow's stoicism, resolve, and innate self-preservation. Furthermore, it's possible that he may experience fatigue and nightmares, but that's only if he is capable of sleeping, because we've never seen him do so, and if body doesn't need this kind of rest, then at least we know it's due to his makeup. But that's conjecture. As for the other symptoms, he most definitely has them, namely anger, depression, isolation, emotional numbing, and lack of trust, but we'll dive into those a bit later on. Flashbacks are not unfamiliar to him either. In fact, of all the symptoms, this one in particular haunts him the most, it seems. And just about anyone that either physically or emotionally resembles Maria will become a trigger for Shadow's flashbacks. In PTSD sufferers, reactions are quite visceral and often uncontrollable.
How pathetic. Find them before they escape! Maria! What?
Shadow, I beg of you, please,
Maria!
do it for me. For all the people on that planet. Sayonara, Shadow, the Hedgehog.
I still remember what I promised you. For the people of this planet, I promise you. Revenge!
Maria. Stop them! We can't let them get away!
Listen, Shadow. I want you to promise me. Please.
No, wait!
Whatever happens, remember, I'll always be your friend, Shadow. We always talked about going to visit the planet one day, but it looks like you'll have to go there without me. Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
They'll pay for what they did. Every one of them.
This is Rouge. I've got a small problem. I can't believe that I'm trapped inside this locked safe with a Chaos Emerald. I guess I won't be able to call myself a treasure hunter anymore.
Shoot, troublemaker.
Shadow, promise me.
Yes, Maria, you will be avenged. Chaos Control.
Shadow! He's the one they want! Now I can prove Sonic's innocent!
Chris, wait!
Shadow! Oh, what the?
Let's go!
Hey, hold it, Shadow. You're not gonna leave this kid behind.
It doesn't matter to me what happens to that boy.
Hold on! My friend got arrested because of you! He's still here! We have to get him off the island! Please, will you help me? I have to rescue Sonic somehow! He would rescue you if it was the other way around! You have to help him, please! Please, Shadow?
Maria!
Shadow, what do you think it's like on Earth?
The professor said his life's work was dedicated to all of those who live down there. He once told that the reason for his existence was making people happy through the power of science.
Shadow.
Maria, I just don't know anything anymore. I often wonder why I was created, what my purpose is for being here. Maybe if I go down there, I will find the answers. Maybe. Maria.
Shadow, why did you bring me here? Are you going to stare out that window all day, Shadow?
I've seen photographs from down on the surface, but I wonder what it's like to be there. What is it like to see the sky above your head? I'd like to visit there and find out.
Me too.
Maybe I could find some answers down there. Professor Robotnik said I'm here to do something important, though he never told me what that means. But something tells me that it's connected with that planet.
Since Shadow's trauma of Maria's death happened only once, it is known as simple PTSD, as opposed to complex PTSD, because when trauma to the sufferer is repeated and prolonged. Though technically this did occur 3 times if you count SA2 in his self-titled game, which could arguably count as CPTSD, or at least leading up to it. Experience of a single discrete traumatic event often results in feelings of fear, terror, and helplessness. These feelings only worsen, experienced repeatedly over a prolonged period of time. In addition, those may experience some combination of other responses, such as numbness, withdrawal, confusion, and shock. All of these may set the stage for later PTSD symptoms. The duration that this disorder can last is dependent on the sufferer and the severity of the trauma. For losing loved ones, PTSD will last a lifetime. As someone with personal experience with it, the pain does lessen over time, especially when someone accepts the loss. So what happens during and after a traumatic event? The brain and body goes through a series of natural reactions. The brain secretes stress-responsive substances that alter the functioning of the brainstem, the limbic system, and the frontal lobe. The brainstem and limbic system serve to mobilize the body to respond, fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, while the frontal lobe and the other cortical areas evaluate the situation and determine the best response. In Shadow's case, he was robbed of the ability to make this decision when Maria sent him to Earth as she was dying. I imagine him beating on the glass of the castle he was in as he hurtled to the Earth's atmosphere in anger, wishing he was capable of doing something. This undoubtedly had a profound effect on his mental state before he even arrived on Earth, something we'll also get into a bit later. Exposure to one or more traumatic events can change how one views the world and what constitutes right and wrong, or at the very least, cause the sufferer to question these beliefs, and at worst, completely destroy them. This is evident by Shadow's ever-present choice to be an anti-hero, rather than a hero he was originally designed to be. Questioning his purpose prior to the trauma certainly didn't help matters either. Trauma also distorts one's sense of time. The past and present no longer have firm boundaries, and the past can intrude into the present at any time in unpredictable and distressing ways. In addition, because traumatic memories have such powerful sensory components, they do not fall into a narrative or story structure, but rather feel fragmented and thus more frightening and disorienting. This is why Shadow's perception of revenge is deep-seated into his mind. Well, that's one reason anyway. There's a more tangible reason involving his creator.
Here are the results of the research project called The Ultimate Life Form. But if this picture is of the real ultimate life form named Shadow, then exactly who or what is standing in front of me? Do you actually believe that you're the real Shadow?
No doubt.
Even your memories might not be real, you know?
Even if my memories are not real, it's still me, Shadow, and I will fulfill my promise to Maria. That's the only thing that matters to me now.
According to this, the body of the original creature was sealed off 50 years ago.
Yes, that's right, but that was the prototype. I was the very first creature created after that one.
Ah, but it says here there were 2 capsules ejected from the Ark when the facility was shut down. Apparently, neither of them was ever found. And if those 2 capsules were never found, then how did you end up on Prison Island? I wonder. I have a feeling neither of us is who we say we are. Come back! Don't you understand you're not the real Shadow? Everything in your memory is as unreal as you are.
If it is true that all of my memories are not my own, they are still all that I have. I will do what I must. I promised her.
What's happening here? It's my grandfather, Gerald Robotnik.
This is a death sentence for every human being on Earth. If my calculations are correct, the space colony Ark will impact the Earth in 27 minutes and 53 seconds. All of you will be destroyed, along with your beloved planet Earth.
What is this?
This is my grandfather's diary.
I don't quite know what happened or what went wrong. Was it a mistake to create the ultimate life form? I thought it would be something that would benefit mankind, but then the military guards landed on the colony that day. They were sent to destroy the research project that I had been working on. My colleagues at the research facility, my granddaughter, Maria, I hope you are all safe. The colony was completely shut down, probably to keep the prototype from falling into the wrong hands.
The Ark was shut down under the premise that there had been an accident. I found Maria's name among those who died when the Ark was shut down. She meant everything to me, and I couldn't bear the thought that she died because of my research. I lost everything. I had nothing more to live for. I went insane. All I could think about was to avenge her. Somehow, some way. I got scared as I no longer was able to control my thoughts. All I could think about was that I wanted it all to end. Based on my original projections, I was able to complete my project, Shadow. I designed its mind to be perfect, pure. I will leave everything to him.
Grandpa! The countdown marking my final revenge on this world has begun! In just a few minutes, you will be destroyed! Soon, Space Colony Ark will hurtle through the atmosphere and crash into this planet with cataclysmic force! You have no time to prevent this disaster and absolutely no hope of survival! Your rulers took my granddaughter Maria from me! So I'm destroying everything you care about. Now you'll feel what I felt when I lost Maria.
We already know that prior to the events of SA2, Gerald, in his own grief and trauma process, manipulated Shadow's memories, causing the Hedgehog to believe that he was meant to avenge Maria's death. This type of amnesia, while induced by someone outside of Shadow's own mind, is known as confabulation, a memory error defined as the production of fabricated, distorted, or misinterpreted memories about oneself or the world. Individuals who confabulate may present incorrect memories ranging from subtle alterations to bizarre fabrications, and are generally very confident about their recollections, despite contradictory evidence. Destroying humanity is a far cry from giving humans a chance and becoming friends with them. Therefore, it's safe to say that this particular fabrication is bizarre at the very least. Keep in mind that the Professor's desire to destroy all of humanity was placed within Shadow's design, and by extension, the Bio-Lizard, at the very last minute during his bout of insanity. This fact becomes surreal when you contemplate the context. Gerald Robotnik's very heart might as well beat inside Shadow's chest. This is almost akin to mind uploading, but instead of a computer, it's transference into a flesh, a living being, another mind, and not just any mind, but that of the ultimate life form. Naturally, any memories that were irrelevant to the task that Eggman's grandfather was unable to complete himself would be blotted out. However, because Gerald's original plan for Shadow still lingered somewhere in his subconscious, and because of how general amnesia works, the truth of the past could not be completely eradicated from Shadow's mind. Sooner or later, all the pieces would come together. The last puzzle piece to bring his repressed memories to the forefront of his mind involved Shadow and Chris Thorndyke in Sonic X, a shining beacon of hope for Shadow to grasp onto one final time.
I hate it when they leave me behind! Look! It's Shadow! I really gotta stop whining. Everyone's trying their best to help out, and so must I! Shadow! We need you! Please help us!
It's all going according to plan. There's no reason for me to help them. Besides, there's no way to save anyone.
There has to be! I know that people fight over the most trivial things. Some people may be selfish, like the professor said. But they're basically good if they try their best and never give up on their wishes. They always have a reason to be happy. That's why you should help them out. Saving them is a good thing. Shadow, I beg you, please do it for them. Give them a chance.
Shadow, I beg of you, please, do it for me.
Maria!
Future for all people who live on that planet. Give them a chance to be happy. Let them live for their dreams. Shadow, I know you can do it. That's the reason why you were brought into this world. Sayonara, Shadow, the Hedgehog.
I promised her. And I must keep that promise. That's what Maria wished for. I've got to go now. I have to keep my promise to Maria and you.
I hope they make it in time.
I wish there was something we could do to help Sonic and the others.
Sonic will get them to the Chaos Emeralds in time.
Don't bet on it.
Huh? Shadow!
Master Chris?
Please, Shadow. You can help save us all. You believe that your whole reason for being here is to get revenge, but think about it. When I was in danger back on Prison Island, you decided to save me. Deep down, you know you were made to help others, and that's the reason you finally rescued me.
Hands off.
No, Chris! He needs help.
It's useless. I made a promise to Maria, and I'm keeping it.
Shadow, getting revenge won't bring Maria back.
So what?
There's still time to stop this, Shadow. Please, you have to listen to me. How can you blame people alive today for things that happened 50 years ago? Can't you see it's not fair?
Don't talk to me about fair! Not after what happened here! Maria was my only friend, but your rulers sent soldiers to take her away from me. I tried to save her, but there were too many for me to stop. I never saw poor Maria again. Maria wasn't a threat to anyone. All she wanted was to visit your planet, but she never had the chance.
Please listen.
In a few minutes...
It's true that there are some bad people in the world, but most people are good. I know that you'd agree with me if you only got to know them, just like Maria wanted to. Shadow, please. Maria would want you to be friends with people.
Shadow, please promise me that you'll help people and be friends with them.
Maria!
I'm sure you'll be very happy down there, Shadow. I only wish that I could go along with you. The world looks so beautiful from up here in space. But my grandfather says the people who live there have to face many problems. That's why you were created, to help those people and to be their friend.
He was right about Maria. She did want me to help the people of your world.
While similar things were said that mirrored Maria's dying words, Amy reminds Shadow of Maria because of her kindness and childlike innocence. Sonic X, Chris played Amy's part, and while the kid is nothing but a shoehorned annoyance to many Sonic fans, I'd argue that he was a better candidate to get through to Shadow than Amy was for a simple reason. Chris is human. Not only that, I believe he is the same age as Maria was before she died. After all, deep down, that was why Shadow saved him the first time they met. The connection was made then, but not fully understood until more memories had flooded Shadow's mind. Whether it was Amy or Chris who triggered Shadow's recollection of the event, the words may be different, but they both echo Maria's plea that rang in Shadow's ears half a century ago. And during this realization, Shadow would, in a way, have to fight himself to truly finalize his lost yet newfound ability. Well, I say finalized, but in actuality, his growth as a character has only just begun. Once Shadow's memory was restored, he decided to follow his friend's example to make the heroic sacrifice to save the planet that Maria cherished dearly.
All of you ungrateful humans who took everything away from me will feel my loss and despair. All of you ungrateful humans who took everything away from me will feel my loss and despair.
Could this be
type of the ultimate life form that was supposed to be encapsulated?
Leave this one to me.
Shadow, what are you doing?
I'll take care of this while you run to get the Chaos Emerald!
Up there! Calm down. I'm not gonna let that monster get a hold of the Master Emerald. Leave that thing for me. Shadow! You and the others take care of the Chaos Emeralds and I'll distract it.
Is it gone?
Is that what Chaos Control is?
Since we've stopped the Chaos Emeralds, why is the space colony still on a crash course to Earth?
Still alive. He's controlling space to Earth. He's one space and is determined to go on its collision course.
Sonic?
Shadow, he's very aim for the red swirling to damage him. You're out fast.
Looks like it came back for more! Son, leave it to me. I'll destroy it. Get all that power. Chaos Emerald. Shadow, are you okay? I'll collect the reds. Now it's up to you, Sonic.
Shadow, you need rest. Let me give it a try. Yeah, take that, you creep. Shadow, are you okay?
Here I come, you creep!
Can both of you hear me? Atmosphere entry in about 4 minutes. Hurry!
All right, this is working. Sonic, how are you?
We've almost got it. Yeah, take that, you creep. Shadow, are you okay?
Sonic, aim for it.
chance to be happy.
Now, Shadow! Chaos control!
Maria, this is what you wanted, right? This is my promise I made to you.
It's gone. Chaos control!
What is happening? We are still heading toward the planet.
Come in, Sonic. Do you read me? That monster is still alive. It attached itself to the outside of the space colony. It's pulling us toward the planet. Let's give it our best shot.
All right, we can go in at full speed and finish it off.
You're stopping right here!
You can do it, Sonic!
Give it all you've got, Shadow!
If you fail, the entire planet will be destroyed.
Tough it out, you guys!
You can do it! We know you can! Sonic! Shadow! Those people need you, Shadow.
I am Shadow! Shadow the Hedgehog! You ready?
You bet! Here we go!
Chaos control! Maria, I did it for you.
Where is Shadow? Do you really think that the professor created him, Shadow, to carry out the revenge on all those who live here on Earth?
He was what he was, a brave and heroic hedgehog who gave his life to save this planet. Shadow the Hedgehog.
I guess you're right.
Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Sonic! Where's Shadow?
You know, maybe Professor Robotnik wanted Shadow to stop his crazy plan all along.
We'll never know. But in the end, Shadow sacrificed everything to save us all.
Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Hedgehog.
And yet, despite Shadow's character arc seemingly reaching its conclusion, there is still much to explore in regards to his complex psyche. While some fans may have had a hand in causing Sega to keep him in the franchise, I believe that there is still value to be found in his future appearances. However, I do wish that its original ending, though bittersweet, had been allowed to stand. Regardless, Shadow remains an intriguing and multifaceted character in the Sonic universe. Though no matter how awful and messy his existence beyond SA2 was, it did open up for more growth, but at a cost. Even though it was unneeded because a short and sweet arc is better than the convoluted one we got, Shadow would have to somewhat restart from square one, which will happen in Sonic Heroes. After the events of SA2, Shadow woke up with a different form of amnesia, one that was not induced by Kyril's experiments. This time, his unconscious mind had a chance to somewhat process his grief, unbeknownst to his conscious mind. However, his mind's response to trauma was dissociation, which led to a lot of unexplained violence, specifically due to the physically draining final battle with the Bio-Lizard using his super form for the first time and falling to the earth with the added head trauma. Shadow developed a condition known as dissociative amnesia. This condition is characterized by a loss of memory or multiple memories of specific events, typically traumatic or stressful ones. Additionally, dissociation, in short, is a disconnection and lack of continuity between thoughts, memories, surroundings, actions, and identity. I highly recommend watching a video I will link in the description that talks a bit more in depth about what dissociative amnesia looks like. At first, I intended to write this script because I thought that Shadow had depersonalization disorder, similar to what I experience. However, I later realized that despite not remembering who he is after being accidentally freed by Rouge, he doesn't exhibit any of the defining symptoms of the disorder, such as a persistent feeling of detachment from one's body, or mental processes as an outside observer. Instead, he simply struggles with amnesia. Although depersonalization and dissociative amnesia are both forms of dissociation, they are distinct conditions. While Shadow doesn't experience depersonalization in the traditional sense, his memory loss falls under the category of dissociative amnesia. As mentioned in the video I recommended earlier, Shadow's wandering to discover his identity could be seen as a form of dissociative fugue, but it's debatable since he doesn't have a home, which is typically a requirement for this condition. Regardless of which disorder we're going to discuss, Shadow's existentialism shifted my opinion of him and brought me closer to liking him more than before. Despite the promising but meaningless mess that was the multiple ending system shown in Shadow's game, which we'll get into later, at its core, this game is about an individual searching for their identity, be it good, evil, neutral, or somewhere in between. With the other Sonic characters, their personalities are already more or less formulated from the start. Exceptions to this rule may include early Amy and Tails. Shadow, however, did not really have a sense of identity that he built upon. That was stolen from him when his creator tampered with his memories to meet his own ends, and when Shadow was put into stasis. Due to the loss of 50 years and the manipulation of his memories, Shadow's personality was predetermined. He was unable to grow and develop as an individual. As a result, his behavior is often automatic, lacking in free will. Furthermore, his trauma-induced schizoid personality disorder, along with symptoms of PTSD, has contributed to his brooding, aloof nature, suppressed depression, emotional numbness, and lack of trust in others. He is indifferent to praise or criticism, except when he feels cocky or someone has struck a nerve, and he prefers to work alone due to his distrust of others. Despite this, his tendency to daydream and think of Maria, coupled with his close relationships with Rouge and Omega, provides him with enough autonomy to be the anti-hero we know and love. When undergoing extremely traumatic events, such as the loss of a loved one, the mind will do some somersaults to protect itself. Sometimes this includes pulling the plug on the memory banks. In the case of the morning Hedgehog plummeting towards the planet's surface for the first time inside that capsule, all he had was himself. Everything happened so fast. The assault from Gun, Leah's dying words, her sacrificing to save Shadow and sending him to a place he's never been, to live the life she could not live. It's no surprise that Shadow's mind would respond with dissociation and amnesia. The memories he lost were of someone he cared for deeply, and his sense of purpose, leaving him with a feeling of emptiness and confusion. It's through this pain that he ultimately develops a desire for revenge against humanity, taking away everything he knew and loved. Between this culmination of emotion and the professor's tampering, what else could his brain do but preserve the only emotion it could hold on to? Anger. Coincidentally, the second stage of grief. Shadow's grief and amnesia go hand in hand, because it's easier to be angry so that he can be strong enough for the new threats that await him when he reawakens. And considering it makes sense that Gunn were the ones to find him inside that capsule when it fell to the ground like a shooting star, you bet your bottom dollar that his indoctrinated, grieving mind sought destruction. When your stress response, fight, flight, freeze, and fawn, lingers for too long due to trauma, it's natural for Shadow to fight all threats until he feels a sense of vengeance. The problem is that, as I previously mentioned, Shadow's creator couldn't completely erase or alter his memories. There's still a piece of the old Shadow inside, and also a piece of Maria, but that's not really relevant to this video. That's what trauma is. It's merely your younger self trapped within an older body, and considering this fella has been in stasis for so many years, that's an even bigger problem. In Shadow's game, we see a duality where his SPD makes him numb, cold, and unfeeling to most things. It's only when someone with a soft demeanor calmly gets under his skin that his stoic exterior cracks reveal his true self, his broken but pure soul. It's similar to those crime shows where officers have to talk down criminals from doing dangerous things. Essentially, he bottles up his emotions and masks his hurt with stoicism. His PTSD is the reason for his involuntary reactions to triggers left over from trauma. Any mind that has endured trauma can be especially fragile when placed under further stress. This couldn't be more true for Shadow, who not only fell directly from space to the planet's surface below, he also seems to be prone to losing who he is whenever he experiences some kind of physical or emotional trauma, or mental methods such as gaslighting. Gaslighting is when a person manipulates someone by psychological means into questioning their own sanity, which, if this wasn't already obvious, is a prime opportunity to plant false information. We can see that Shadow's memory constantly fails him, in one way or another. Of course, Eggman was not really the one who was gaslighting Shadow in Heroes, though that does come later. In actuality, Metal Sonic version 3.0 was under the guise of the Doctor to manipulate Shadow's fragile mind.
This must be it! I found Eggman's secret treasure! Now I get it. Now I know what this is all about. You're mad at Eggman for sealing you in this room. And you can't remember anything, can you? Then it's settled. Now you two make up so we can start looking for Eggman together. Oh yeah, baby. This makes us a team. Doctor!
Tell me, Doctor, what was I doing? Asleep on that base? And what about my memory?
Your memory? What memory? You have no past to remember.
What?
Well, I believe our time is up. I'll see you again soon.
Let's go.
Alternate lifeform data has been copied.
Are you sure this is the right way?
Affirmative.
What's up? Something on your mind?
Well, never mind. Let's go. That blue hedgehog like me. What did the doctor say about my memory? And just who am I?
You fools must all have a
Eggman target completely destroyed.
Now let's find that secret treasure.
Prepare to destroy immediate area.
Hey, Omega, did I ever tell you that Shadow is a robot and... Oh, never mind. Good luck.
You know about cloning. The original must exist somewhere.
Although he was locked up against his will by his own creation, Eggman is not entirely free of blame in Heroes' storyline. In an unknown scenario off-screen, the Doctor obtained Shadow's DNA and used it to create a massive army of clones. Rouge suggests that Shadow could be a robot, adding to the confusion surrounding his identity, particularly since Omega remarks that the original must be somewhere, implying that he would need to eliminate all the clones to find the real Shadow. This only adds to Shadow's ongoing identity crisis. I know I said that depersonalization was off the table for Shadow, but I find it amusing that questioning whether one is real or fake is an all too common experience for someone who has depersonalization, as it consists of a detachment within the self regarding one's mind or body, or being a detached observer of oneself. As someone who has experienced depersonalization, I can relate to the common experience of questioning one's own reality and identity, as I have found myself asking, who am I, more often than I would like. Sometimes when we experience depersonalization, we have to fight these strange feelings and convince ourselves that we are real. Our brain, in trying to protect us from further danger, acts like a helicopter parent and tells us differently. It practically shouts at us that we are nothing more than a mist living inside our cranium. Our body doesn't belong to us, nor our voice, our thoughts, our actions, our words. We exist and are easily swayed by the currents of existence. With all that said, I honestly forgot I wrote this section of the script, so perhaps he might suffer from it after all. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As if he needed any more things thrown at him, Shadow would soon learn that his creator involved extra steps to give him life, and let's just say they're quite alien decisions. Before learning of his bloodline, however, Shadow's memory is evidently worse for wear. It's far greater than Chip's amnesia of his role as Light Gaia. The two most important names are foreign to him, Maria's and his own, both tied to his identity, both equally encompassing who he is. Yet the only consistent factor here is his PTSD. Once again, not even falling from space could prevent the dogged flashbacks from gnawing at his psyche. In fact, one could assert that these already painful yet scattered memories are more virulent and agonizing than ever before. After much contemplation of his identity, Black Doom suddenly appeared without any explanation and gave Shadow the only evidence of his past. Despite his better judgment, Shadow felt compelled to follow through with it. Unbeknownst to him, his unwavering determination never left him, even in his state of amnesia. The same Hedgehog who sought to honor Maria's dying wish by seeking vengeance against mankind, or saving them all, is the same Hedgehog who now seeks to uncover his past. Although he does have a choice, we'll assume for now that he doesn't, as this game is all about self-discovery. Currently, Shadow is discovering the darker side of himself. As in SA2, Shadow finds himself cast as the enemy yet again, thanks in no small part to the commander. Despite his deteriorated memory, he mistakenly trusts Eggman over Black Doom, whom he instinctively cannot trust. Both Eggman and Black Doom toy with his amnesia, gaslighting him by telling him conflicting stories about his origins. Black Doom even reignites a flame of hatred inside Shadow's heart, goading him to collect the Chaos Emeralds, eliminate any obstacles in his path, including humans, and use the Eclipse Cannon once again to destroy Earth. Thus, Shadow's journey has come full circle.
Shadow the Hedgehog. Why does that name haunt me? It's the only thing I can remember. And that gruesome image. Maria! Who am I? And why can't I remember anything? And who is this Maria? think they are. I don't have time for these humans.
As you can see, the day of reckoning will soon be here. Find the 7 Chaos Emeralds and bring them to me as promised.
Who are you, and how do you know I'm Shadow? And what are you talking about? Just what was that all about? If he says he knows the truth about who I am, then like it or not, I have to believe him. The only way I'm gonna get the secrets to my past is to get those Chaos Emeralds.
Attention! Emergency broadcast to all mobile units. Headquarters to all mobile units. All points bulletin. Be on the lookout for Shadow, the Black Hedgehog. Wanted in connection with the terrorist attacks. Last seen in the vicinity of downtown Westopolis. Orders are, capture him. Dead or alive.
Out of my way. Coming through.
Stop! Don't move, or we'll shoot!
Stupid humans.
Very impressive, Shadow.
Who are you?
You don't remember anything, do you? But you will in time.
Where am I? Isn't that Dr. Eggman? Maybe he can tell me about those black creatures. Another Chaos Emerald.
What are you doing here, Shadow?
Doctor, I don't want to fight with you, but I need those Chaos Emeralds. They hold the secret to my...
Enough of this nonsense! The Chaos Emeralds belong to me! All of them! No one gets in my way. Those who do will be destroyed. So stand clear or I will crush you! Just as I will those black creatures.
Shadow, let me share with you a piece of your past. It's filled with nothing but hatred and contempt for the humans.
Hatred and contempt for the humans?
You were the ultimate life form, but the humans feared you and wanted to destroy you. And they did. Now, you must amass revenge on those humans. Unleash your anger and ultimate powers on them. So, you finally come to realize just how abominable these humans are. It's time to make all final preparations for our ritual. Hidden inside that space colony ark is the most powerful weapon, able to pierce stars. The Eclipse Cannon.
Piercing the stars.
That's right. The 7 Chaos Emeralds are needed to demonstrate its full power, or tomorrow's prosperity ritual will all be for nothing.
Prosperity ritual? Tomorrow?
Go! What fools. Humans created the Eclipse Cannon to protect themselves from terror. Instead, it will be used to destroy mankind.
Get out of my way. Shadow, I can't let you go. Not like this.
You're the one who destroyed the Ark and killed everyone on it. It's time to settle this once and for all.
All right. I know what I have to do. I was born to bring order to the humans. These humans, they don't value life. They're going to pay. pay with their lives for what they've done.
You?
Sonic, if you try to stop me, I'll destroy you too. Finally, I've got all the Chaos Emeralds. Shadow, what are you gonna do with them? I'm Shadow, the Hedgehog. I was created to bring order and justice to the humans. With the power of these emeralds, I'm going to destroy this damn planet. This is who I am.
As Black Doom insults the humans and announces the ridding of any world leaders who oppose the rule of the Black Arms, the Eclipse Cannon does its worst on the planet, and afterward, Shadow comes to fully believe he was created to bring order to the humans, to the point of taking what he was in SA2 up to 11, becoming genuinely insane, even going as far as to kill Eggman. This is the worst case scenario, as our anti-hero is quite malleable in every direction, becomes more apparent with every lie he's told by Black Doom, as if he's being brainwashed. The shell of a hedgehog replaced with a subservient mindless monster. Okay, so obviously that isn't really who Shadow is, right? Right? Yeah, no. That'd make him as horrible as the gun agents who killed Maria. It's all just a bad, bad dream. Actually, it's just one pathway within all of the different paths of the convoluted story arcs of the game. But anyway.
You've deliberately disobeyed me, Shadow.
No one tells me what to do. I have my own reasons for collecting the Chaos Emeralds.
You really don't understand the situation here, do you? Perhaps Professor Gerald has done more to your memory than I imagined.
The Professor?
Strange that you don't remember your maker.
What'd you say?
Silence! The ramifications of your disobedience will be severe.
Where am I? Whoa. I guess I underestimated his powers. There's definitely something going on out there. Now it's up to me to find out what they're up to. I wonder if there are any Chaos Emeralds around here. What? That's right. I somehow escaped, but was then captured by those humans. But from where? And why?
Those idiots! They're destroying everything! How can I take over the city and build the Eggman Empire if there is no city? I'm at my limit. I have no choice! Send in the Eggman fleet! Charge!
I bet no one expected this baby could fly.
I transported this brilliant flying fortress to this planet over 2,000 years ago. It's magnificent, the perfect killing machine, ready to oppose terror in unimaginable ways. Do these fools really believe they can stop me?
Isn't that the doctor?
Shadow, do not fear.
Huh? What the? How can this be? Who are you?
Listen up, Shadow androids. The Eggman fleet is strong, but those black creatures are a formidable adversary. I must return to the base to devise a new plan.
Shadow? Android? Am I an android too?
Eggman detected. Approaching this direction.
Shadow and Omega? Why, you traitors! You two are going to stop me? Move aside!
Doctor, please, I need to know. Those androids, the ones that look like me, am I?
Yes.
What?
You and Omega are my creations, but you betray me as you stand here before me. So now, I will destroy you both, turning you into scrap metal!
Eggman, I will defeat you once and for all.
The pieces are coming together. This ultimate life form they keep referring to is the Black Hedgehog, and he died, and I'm its copy. I must be the android Dr. Eggman created. Then it's clear what needs to be done. Doctor, you're going straight to the place you created me from.
Nice to see you, Shadow Android. And you too, Omega. It certainly looks as if you've, well, done quite a bit of damage down there. But did you really think that you could challenge me?
Dr. Eggman, I will destroy you and reign supreme.
Yes, Doctor. You will regret ever having created me. You're going straight to hell.
Why, you little... You're nothing but pieces of scrap metal. Once I'm done with you, you'll be thrown in the junkyard. You will feel my wrath.
Finally, I've got all the Chaos Emeralds.
I made you, and this is how you repay me?
I am Shadow Android, the ultimate battle life form created by Eggman. You may have created me, Doctor, but I will now lead this empire and androids will rule. This is who I am.
Eggman, target acquired. Locked and loaded. Fire.
What?
Goodbye, Doctor.
So what about being a mutinous android bent on destroying his creator, leading his android army? I mean, in theory, it sounds kinda cool as a fanfiction and suits the anti-hero / neutral vibe, but nah, that's still not him.
Hand over that Chaos Emerald, or else.
So, think you have a chance against me, do you?
Look, I don't take orders, especially from you. But I'm not here to fight you either. I'm collecting the emeralds to find my own answers, so why don't you just back off?
You still don't know your place, do you? Black Bull, I summon you! Behold, the wrath of Black Arms!
Woohoo! Now we're talking! Bring it on!
Having a little trouble with those gun agents, are we?
What a pitiful bunch.
What'd you say?
We're not here to exterminate these poor creatures. On the contrary.
What? What is he talking about?
What are you saying?
All will be revealed tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Shadow, you should rest. You need to be ready for tomorrow's ritual.
You scum! You're going down!
What's up, Shadow?
Not you again.
Nice to see you too. Looks like those black creatures are headed out to space. We're on our way to the Ark, so I guess that means we're going too.
Ark.
Come on, let's roll. Next stop, the Ark.
Chaos Emerald? You've got to be kidding me, guys. This is like taking candy from a baby, which is fine by me.
Shadow, help me!
Maria?
Please, Shadow, I need your help. My grandfather's experiments. Something's gone horribly wrong.
What is it?
The research lab. It's going to be destroyed. Something must be done. Please, Shadow, I beg you. Help Grandfather and those aboard the Ark. Please.
I'll be there, Maria. I swear. Whatever it takes. I'll take care of the Ark and the Professor. Maria!
Please, Shadow, I need your help. Everyone's fate depends on you.
Maria! Maria.
Shadow, look! Up there!
Huh? What is that?
Once every 50 years, that black comet passes by this planet. Oh, do you think those black creatures are somehow connected with that comet?
Black comet.
Shadow, what's wrong?
I think you're right. I feel it. They're up there. That's where the answers are. I've got to get to that comet.
You've done well, Shadow. I'm very impressed you made it this far.
Black Doom, your rule ends here, and it ends now!
So you're behind all this. Like it or not, the game's over.
Fools. The Black Arms are more than superior. We are perfect. Do you really think you have any real chance of defeating us?
It's you who should be scared, Black Doom. I made a promise to Maria to save the planet she loved so much, and I will!
Then get ready to die. Let me show you the ultimate power in the universe.
Finally, I've got all the Chaos Emeralds.
Shadow. This isn't over yet. The Black Arms will rise again.
Let's do this! I'm Shadow the Hedgehog, and I made a promise that I intend to keep. With the power of these emeralds, Black Doom and his army are finished! This is who I am!
There we go, that's more like it. After the disaster on the Ark and the death of Maria, Gerald slowly went insane and grew to hate humanity. Even SA2 shows that Gerald was originally a kind and benevolent man whose inventions were made to benefit mankind. But even Eggman wondered why Gerald, a kind and benevolent scientist, would create the Eclipse Cannon, a destructive weapon capable of piercing the stars. Shadow's game explains that Gerald originally intended to use the Eclipse Cannon to destroy the Black Comet and save the Earth. But Gunn's betrayal and the death of Maria drove him insane, causing him to repurpose the Ark to destroy the Earth instead.
Finally, I've got all the Chaos Emeralds. Now, I can uncover the truth about my past. All of it.
Well done, Shadow. Our ritual can now commence as planned. Give me the Chaos Emeralds.
Shadow! Huh? Shadow, give me the Chaos Emeralds!
Do not give the emeralds to Black Doom, Shadow.
They're planning to destroy the planet.
Ignorant fools. We're here to save the humans from their own demise. We offer salvation.
What?
Their greed, thirst for power, and affinity for betrayal has them on a path of self-destruction. Their actions will lead to extinction of their species. We're here to save them from themselves with our perfect order, allowing them to live through their desperate lives in peace. Humans are a great energy source for us. They will be well kept. Let us begin our ritual of prosperity. Chaos Control!
This can't be happening!
What was that? What just happened?
Those black creatures just warped the comet down to the surface using Chaos Control!
No, that's impossible.
That's why you needed the Chaos Emeralds.
Precisely. The comet's velocity isn't powerful enough to pass through another planet's atmosphere. The emeralds amplify the space-time control powers of Chaos Control. We need them to charge to full power. It's the perfect plan. That's why I needed the professor to help me.
What?
That's insane!
The professor was in development of the ultimate life force, but he needed my help. So we made a deal. I helped him, and he promised to deliver me the 7 Chaos Emeralds. That's how you were created, Shadow. You would help us do both.
Me? I can't believe it.
That can't be! He betrayed his own people for research? For Black Doom?
Big deal. We can't just stand here doing nothing.
Yeah, let's do this! I'll crush that cosmic rock ball!
Knuckles, what's wrong?
A special weapon. This gas, once released, is quickly absorbed into your bloodstream. In a moment, total paralysis will hit your nervous system. The end is near now. My dear offspring, eat and devour these savory dishes.
Back off, you slime balls!
What is that?
Back off, you slime balls!
What is that?
I will avenge those whose blood has
Did I
gave you
die?
life, Shadow!
That's why you were created.
Please help me, Shadow.
I am Shadow the Hedgehog. I've left the past behind me. No one can tell me what to do now. I will destroy you, Black Doom!
I gave you life, and this is how you repay me? The irony of it all is I gave you life. Now, I'll take it back.
Shadow!
You're our only hope now.
Well done, Shadow. You've gone farther than I expected. I'm impressed. But you still don't understand, do you? The future we offer is the only option for these humans.
I've heard enough. You're boring me to death, Black Doom. You're going down!
Such bravado for a little hedgehog. I thought you were different from the rest, but maybe not. We are more alike than you think. The same blood runs through our veins.
This can't be! Just... who are you?
Don't you know? You were created from my blood.
What?
That's right. You are a part of me. Do you feel that? I can control you. You cannot escape me, nor can you escape your past.
Damn you! No! It's not true!
SBO? Are you in yet?
Quiet, Charmy! SBO, we need you to focus, because if we don't hurry, all the data we recovered will be lost!
Easier said than done. Who signed me up for this anyway?
That's it! I'll do it! Get out of the way!
Get back here, you idiot! Hey!
It's working!
Shadow, my son!
Professor?
What is this?
If you're listening to this, then the worst has happened. You need to know the truth. The government plans to shut down this research facility. The government plans to cease all of our research and imprison all who know about you. I made a terrible mistake, Shadow. It's all my fault. Making contact with that comet.
Professor Gerald?
Now listen very carefully. In 50 years, the Black Comet will return. They plan to harness its powers to destroy this planet. The only way to stop them was to develop a way to use the very power they intended to use against them.
That's it! It's brilliant!
Shadow, it's up to you, and only you can stop them. I developed the Eclipse Cannon.
It's the only weapon that can destroy that black comet. Shadow, you are the only hope to save mankind as we know it. The future of this planet depends on you.
Don't worry, Grandfather. Shadow and I will protect this planet. Right, Shadow?
Gerald, you fool. Shadow is already in my control. What's this? Well. Seems like you're immune to my mind control.
You have no control over me, Black Doom. I now understand why I am here. I made a promise and I'm here to keep it. Today, I put my past behind me.
Have it your way, Shadow. So be it. Be prepared to meet your maker. Your past, present, and future ends here. Today, prepare to die. Say goodbye, Shadow, as you witness my true wrath.
Behind me. Chaos Control!
Shadow, that was sweet. I hope he's okay.
I'm sure he's fine, Rouge. After all, he is Shadow.
How about giving me back those Chaos Emeralds now? Hey! Get back here, you creep!
How ironic. After the way we all treated him, he saved us all in the end. We were all wrong about the Professor. Let us pay homage to Professor Gerald. Let's work to ensure peace and prosperity for a brighter future. What do you say, Commander?
Excellent idea, Mr. President.
Goodbye forever, Shadow the Hedgehog.
After having collected all 7 Chaos Emeralds while aboard the Black Comet, Black Doom appeared before Shadow and commanded that he relinquish the emeralds to his maker so that the ritual of prosperity can commence. Not far behind Shadow's trail were Sonic, followed by Tails, Amy, Knuckles, Rouge, and even Eggman of all people, to tell Shadow not to listen to Black Doom, as the alien plans to destroy the planet. Little did they know, Shadow had no plans on heeding Black Doom's commands. And being the morally backwards being that Doom was, he rebuked this and claimed that the Black Arms are here to save the humans from destroying themselves with their greed and treachery, and are offering salvation and peace. Which is ironic considering what he says next. He then revealed that he also plans to harvest humans as an energy source for his race, which shocked Shadow and the others. I'm sorry, who's the treacherous one again? Anyway, with no warning, Doom took the emeralds from Shadow and used Chaos Control to warp the Black Comet down to the surface of the planet, where planet-anchoring tendrils were created. Further complicating Shadow's origins, Black Doom revealed to the Hedgehog the deal he made with Professor Gerald when creating him. The new knowledge triggers a series of flashbacks for Shadow, along with shock and a freeze stress response, as he realizes the incredulous news. Even though the paralytic gas used for Offspring's feeding has no effect on him, he still reacts strongly to the revelation. Eventually, his flashbacks subside, and he regains his composure long enough to taunt Black Doom with his immunity to the gas, which backfires on him a bit. Furious, Doom threatened to take back the life he gave Shadow before fleeing with the Chaos Emeralds. Coward, with Shadow giving chase to the alien overlord, acting as Earth's only hope. After a grueling fight through the Black Comet, Shadow finally caught up with Black Doom. The alien overlord revealed that the reason Shadow was not affected by the paralytic gas was because his blood is the same as the Black Arm's. Furthermore, Black Doom claimed that Shadow was created using his blood, that he could never defeat him or escape his own past. The only thing Shadow was susceptible to was the hive mind control. Meanwhile, the Chaotix, a trio of detectives, accidentally broadcasted a recording of the professor pre-Maria's murder worldwide and on the Black Comet. In the recording, Gerald mentioned the governmental shutdown of the Ark and the conviction of anyone who knew of the Hedgehog's existence. He also admitted his faults concerning the deal he made with Black Doom years ago, and revealed that the Eclipse Cannon was a secret weapon against the Black Comet. Now the duty to destroy the Black Arms falls on Shadow, who finds the encouragement he needs to resist Doom's mind control in Maria's memory. After gaining control over himself and freeing himself from his alien father's influence, Shadow showed Black Doom that his dissociative amnesia had greatly improved during his dark journey of self-discovery. Both of them, now in full control of their respective forms, engaged in a fight to the death with the intense sense of identity charging through him. Shadow emerged victorious. As the Black Comet was obliterated, everyone cheered for living another day. Still aboard the Ark, Shadow gazed thoughtfully at an image of his creator and the friend he made a promise to never break. He then tossed it away and said to himself, "Goodbye forever, Shadow the Hedgehog." This marked the end of Shadow's journey of self-exploration and identity. Since Shadow is not a being born naturally, and instead created artificially, the Hedgehog doesn't have 100% say over his personality or identity, and yet thanks to his resolve, he fights against these odds to be whoever he chooses to be. And while he may be easily swayed by those wishing to use his innate destructive power by manipulating his amnesia to force him to believe this or that, Shadow's original purpose, and Maria's heart that still exists within him, shines through, and thus, his decisions benefit the world that Maria loved. Yes, he was created to be the ultimate life form, but not in the manner he was led to believe initially. Sure, he may have immortality and resilience, but his true impetus is saving those in need. The undeniable proof of that is in the sacrifice he made to protect the Earth in SA2. It's just too bad there was only one person he could not save. Wait, before you click off, please leave a comment, then like and share this video if you enjoyed it. Also,
don't forget to subscribe.
And turn on notifications. Links to social media and other stuff is in the description. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, don't forget, emptiness does not conquer dreams. Dreams conquer the emptiness.